Hey everyone, Violet here, and today I'm going to be reading the Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber. And so the third book in the series is coming out, and it's actually going to come in the mail tomorrow. So I got started on this series last night, and I'm excited to keep reading it and just kind of see how far I can get with it. So yeah, please join me if you would like. I am so excited to hear how everyone thinks about the third book. So on my channel, I'm wanting to really get more into the booktubing community and topics. If you are new here, it would mean the world to me if you subscribe, and also if you're in the booktubing community, if you like hang out and watch these videos, or if you make them yourself, I would love to get to know you, so please feel free to introduce yourself in the comments. And I guess this is my first like official video, kind of trying to start making content in this genre, so I'm really excited about it. So yeah, full disclosure, I have not read Caraval, which is in the same universe, and the Caraval series was written before this one, and I believe my understanding is that you can totally read Once Upon a Broken Heart series without having read Caraval. However, there might be some spoilers in the series for Caraval, and I do plan on reading Caraval too. So let me know if I'm making a huge mistake here, but I'm kind of thinking of it like, you know, this one has the new book coming out. I'm more excited to read this one for some reason. So I'm just gonna go with what I feel most excited for reading, and then I'm sure that I'm gonna love it, and then I'll want to read Caraval because it's in the same universe. So anyway, that is my plan. I could be totally wrong with how I'm doing this. But yeah, let's get reading. Right, I made my hot cacao, and I'm gonna get some a nice like magical feeling playlist going, and then I'm gonna get reading. So I'm about halfway through the book now, and I'm really enjoying it, but I am sort of having difficulty switching into this new world still. So I don't know if this is something that is better, like if you've already read the Caraval series. But I enjoy that this book, it has a very whimsical, quirky feel. It feels like you're reading a fairy tale. It feels like visually stunning, obviously entirely like described and imagined in my head, but it feels like it has this like very beautiful look to it, if that makes sense. So me like reading and visualizing things as they happen is like, I could imagine this. I don't know if there are any plans for this to be some sort of like movie or series or something, but I could absolutely imagine it. But on the other hand, there's something about how like, something about how it's written, or how sort of quickly it moves through things, or how they're described, that it doesn't feel quite like real, like totally real characters to me yet. So I haven't fully invested myself into the characters in the story quite yet, because I don't know if it's just like has such a different tone than what I've been reading lately. I've been reading a lot of Sarah J Maas lately. So this is a totally like different type of fantasy. It kind of has like an Alice in Wonderland-y kind of feel. So like very, like I said, quirky, whimsical. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with it, of course, but that's kind of how I'm feeling now. I'll see if by the end of this first book, if I feel more invested in the characters. I really hope that I do. I am very interested in the storyline and very interested in the sort of challenges that this main character is facing. So I will keep you updated. It's taken until chapter 43, but now I'm hooked. I just want to say I love this map at the beginning. This is like so unlike other maps that I've seen in fantasy novels. It's beautiful. So I just finished it, and the first book, and the third book came in the mail a whole day early. So I'm gonna see how quickly I can get through the second book and get on to the third one, but definitely left me hanging, definitely made me want to keep reading it. And also, I find that I'm basically only interested when there are two characters in the same scene together. And if you know the series, you probably know who I'm talking about, but that's where I stand right now, so we'll see how it continues. So the boy accidentally fell asleep in the car, so I took the opportunity to find a nice fall spot, and I'm gonna be reading the second book in the car. I'm so sorry for the lack of updates, but that book just totally swept me away. Like, that was so unexpected. Okay, the two characters, like the two main characters, I am so obsessed with, but still the rest of them feel like cartoon characters to me, like the other characters, but it doesn't really matter. They're just kind of like almost like part of the landscape for the two characters. And oh my gosh, I cannot believe how that book ended. And it took me totally by surprise. And I actually kind of thought during it, I thought I knew what was gonna happen, because there were a few things that I guessed, and I guessed them right, and nope, the ending totally surprised me. So we're on to the new one now, and yeah. I already started reading it because I was like, I need to film an update, but like I just opened the book anyway. But yeah, this book is starting out in such a way where I'm like, and when do we get past this part? You know what I mean? If you know, you know. And yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I'm so close to the end of A Curse for True Love. Oh my gosh, I love this book. Like, I'm so glad. I feel like the series just, it got better and better and better for me. And it really was falling in love with the main characters. And one thing I want to say about them, and I don't think that this is going to give anything away, but I love that our main character, Evangeline, represents hope in so many ways. And then when I think about another main character, Jax, how hope has been like the thing for him that has typically like destroyed him in a way. Because having hope, like for example, like, you know, his whole curse about when he kisses someone, they're going to die. Having that hope of like, oh, is this person going to be my true love? And then it gets dashed over and over. So I just thought that was an interesting thing between those two characters. All right, so I'm gonna see if I can finish it before my son wakes up from his nap. Let's go. Okay, I finished it. I loved this book. I'm so surprised at how much I fell in love with the main characters. Based off of like the first book, honestly, I think that they get better and better. Like the second book, my cat's tail is in this frame. Okay. All right, Jasper. All right, you wanna come down? Let's not knock the camera down. Okay, so the second book had me totally hooked, especially at the end, and I just had to go right into this one. So big props to any of you that had to wait a really long time, like read the second book and then just have to sit with that until the third one came. And there was also a little bit of a hint at the end that there might be more stories coming out of this world, but this is the conclusion to this particular series, it seems. So perhaps now I will start a little bit of a spoilery, not like hardcore spoilers, but maybe sort of like soft spoilers. So I'll put a thing up just in case you want to, you know, go ahead and like keep it all a mystery and a surprise. But a few things surprised me, and one was that I don't think that Jax ever asked for that third kiss, or like assigned that third kiss, which is funny because I kept thinking about how is that going to play into this? Like, is it going to be that he like requests that from her? Like, I thought that somehow that third kiss was going to be like asked for and it would be him, but it was sort of just like left hanging, like she has a third kiss. It would be really funny if that somehow comes up in like a future series. I think there were some twists and turns at the end that I was almost like, oh, this is taking me like different places. I didn't necessarily like need it. It felt like it sort of felt like the ending could have been a little bit more like a whole feeling, instead of, it felt a little bit jerky, if that makes sense. And some of the plot in the series as a whole has felt that way, where I kind of am like, oh, and now we're over here, you know, and it hasn't like totally. I think that the moments that get really like fleshed out between them, like those are the moments that I really like sit with and live for. But honestly, I think these characters are gonna be in my heart for a while. So yeah, I loved it. Let me know what you thought if you read it. And yeah, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.